61. Return of election expense should be given by the contesting candidates on form within days. See Form C, 30. 62. Which of the Elections Act reads, every member of an Assembly and Senate shall submit to the Commission, on or before December 31 each year, a copy of his statement of assets and liabilities, including assets and liabilities of his spouse and dependent children as on the preceding 30th day of June on Form B. See Section 137. 63. ECP shall annually publish disaggregated data of registered men and women voters in each National Assembly and Provincial Assembly constituency, highlighting the difference in number of registered men and women voters. A. Section 47. 64. Hours of the poll shall not be less than hours. B8. 65. Under the Constitution of 1973, Part 3, Chapter 2, if a government dissolves, election should be held within B. 90 days. 66. The returned candidate is one who A. Win the election. 67. Under which section, the President shall announce the date of the general elections after consultation with the Election Commission of Pakistan? A. Section 57. 68. A deposit may become non-refundable if a candidate fail to file an application within from the date of declaration or cancellation. See 3-month. 69. Election expense should not exceed for a seat of N, A and P, A respectively. A 4M, 2M. 70. Under which section, presiding officers, POS, will be able to additionally take action if anyone attempts to capture a polling booth? B. Section 171. 71. Commission means the Election Commission of Pakistan constituted under B. Article 218. 72. A candidate may file an election petition directly with the Election Tribunal. D. Section 142. 73. Current CEC, Sikandar Sultan Raja, is Chief Election Commissioner of Pakistan? A. 18th. 74. ECP shall conduct awareness/media campaigns for registration of women voters and their participation in elections. A. Section 12. 75. Chapter 9 of the Elections Act 2017 deals with C. Election disputes. 76. The Chief Election Commissioner of Pakistan may resign his office by writing under his hand addressed to the B. President of Pakistan. 77. A person appointed as Chief Election Commissioner shall hold office for a term of B. 5 years. 78. Number of ballot papers per polling stations are rounded up to A. 100. 79. Political parties shall award at least 5% party tickets to women candidates on general seats. D. Section 206. 80. Under Section 218, election official includes D. All of these. 81. General elections result should not be later than C. 14 days. 82. Conduct of elections to the local governments is the title of an Election Act 2017. A. Chapter 13. 83. How many chapters included in Election Act 2017? B. 15. 84. Which section provides the poll for election of members of the Senate shall be held by secret ballot? D. Section 122, 6. 85. A candidate or an election agent may obtain a hard and searchable soft copy of the final electoral roll with photographs of the voters in accordance with Section C. 79. 86, under Section 2, XXII, government means A. The federal government. 87, Third Gilgit-Baltistan elections held on B.15 November 2020. 88, Political parties is the title of in Election Act 2017. D. Chapter 11. 89, if the turnout of women voters is less than 10% of the total votes polled in the constituency, ECP may presume that women have been restrained through an agreement from casting their votes and may declare polling at one or more polling stations, or election in the whole constituency void. D. Section 9. 90, in case of failure to file the return of election expenses, the ECP may direct prosecution of the defaulting candidate for the offense of illegal practice. B. Section 174 and 183. 91, which section of the Election Act 2017 holds that Senate elections is a constitutional and legal responsibility of the Election Commission and it is committed to fulfilling it? A. Section 107. 92, how many laws which were consolidated in the Election Act 2017? B. 8. 93, Conduct of Elections to the Assemblies is the title of in Election Act 2017. D. Chapter V. 94, a deposit may become non-refundable if a candidate obtain votes less than of total votes cast in a constituency. A. 1/4. 95, Notaries Ordinance 1961 means. D. 19 of 1961. 96, District monitoring teams of the ECP shall monitor election expenses. ECP may impose fines in case of violation of the Act or the rules. A. Section 234. 97, how many reserved seats for women in National Assembly? C. 60. 98, if the victory margin between the returned candidate and runner-up candidate is less than 5% of the total votes polled or 10,000 votes, whichever is less, the returning officer shall recount all the votes on the request of a contesting candidate before commencement of the consolidation of the results. B. Section 95. 99, who is the current Chief Election Commissioner of Pakistan? C. Sikandar Sultan Raja. 100, how much deposit fee is required for National Assembly? A. 30k. 101, alteration in election program is mentioned in B. Section 58. 102, which section of the Elections Act 2017 has mentioned the powers of a police officer? A. Section 194. 103, all expenditure of ECP will be charged upon the Federal Consolidated Fund within the meaning of Article 81 of the Constitution. D. Section 11. 104, which section of the Elections Act, 2017, states that the ECP was responsible to delimit territorial constituencies for elections to the National Assembly, each provincial assembly and to local governments in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution, the Act, the rules, and the applicable local government law. B. Section 17, 1. 105, ECP shall retain election-related documents in tamper-evident sealed bags in storage space under its control at appropriate places. A. Section 99. 106, if Commission fails to scrutinize the return documents of the expense then D. returns documents will be considered correct. 107, where the election returns are submitted on Form C the assets of candidates are submitted on Form B. Form B. 108, if a candidate, not being the returned candidate, obtains less than 1/4 of the total votes polled in the constituency, the sum deposited by him or on his behalf shall stand forfeited in favor of the government. A. Section 61. 109. ECP may conduct pilot projects for utilization of electronic voting machines, EVMs, and biometric voters' identification system in by-elections in addition to the existing manual procedures for voter verification, casting and counting of votes to assess their technical efficacy, secrecy, security, and financial feasibility. A. Section 103. 110. On the application of a candidate or his election agent, the District Election Commissioner or any officer authorized in this behalf by the ECP shall provide to a candidate or an election agent a hard and searchable soft copy on a universal serial bus, USB, in portable document format, PDF, or any other tamper-proof format of the final electoral roll with photographs of the voters and shall ensure that the copy is the same as provided to the returning officer and presiding officers. D. Section 79.